So, in the previous video, we very quickly have a revision how we can addition, subtraction, multiplication of polynomials. Now it's time for us to know how can we divide the polynomial. Is example like 5x power 3 and then plus 7x power 2 plus 9x plus 7 and then divided by something like x plus 1. So it's obviously a quite long polynomial. You may consider it's a little bit large polynomial divided by a not very large polynomial. It's conceptually it's not very correct, but anyway, you may understand in this way. But before we continue using teach you how to solve this, we have a revision that what we have learned in primary school. Okay, first, if I have a number which is 5,797 divided by 11. If I want to divide this number, you learn it in primary school, 1,197, and then we divide by 11. What you need to think is, first, you have to consider the first two digits or just consider the first one. To give you a brief, very rough idea, 5 divided by 1. So 5 divided by 1 or 5 over 1 is just simply give you 5, right? So we know that the quotient, the first part, should be 5. And then the next step, you already count 5. That means 5 times of 11. We want to deduct that part that we already count. So the next step is what you write here. You write 5 times 11 here. So I should write 5 times 1, 5 times 1. So 5 times 1 we got 5, 5 times 1 we got 5 also. And then after that, we have to deduct that. That means 57, we already count 55. So that means how many that we didn't count yet, we didn't divide yet, is 7 minus 5. So that's why we write down 7 minus 5 here, which is 2. So after that, we want to continue. We consider one more digit at behind. It's 29. And then again, we just repeat the same story. Now, 2 divided by 1. We know that it should be 2. And then what we are going to write next, it should be 2 times 1 and also 2 times 1. So we write down 22 here. And then we just repeat the cycle again. 9 minus 2, we got 7. And then 7 divided by 1, we got 7 again. So 77. And then we find there is no remainder. That means we divide it without any remainder. So this is 527 and then no remainder. That's how we handle the number case. Few things to remind you. First, the first number divided by the first number here. Second, we multiply them. Quotient times divisor. And then after that, we subtract them to get the remainder of that part. So finally, this is the quotient, while this one is the final remainder. So we talk. Everyone, some of you may say that, oh, everyone know why you have to mention this. Now I'm going to tell you the polynomial version. So now our polynomial is 5x power 3 plus 7x squared plus 9x plus 7. So what you're going to do is divide x plus 1 here. And then we are going to use the largest one divided by the largest part of divisor. So in our draft, 5x power 3 divided by x, then is equal to 5x power 2. So the remainder, I will write down 5x power 2. This is the first step. The second step, if you still remember, we handle the multiplication. That means the quotient times the divisor to get the intermediate results. So I am going to write 5x squared and then times x plus 1 here. That means every term we have to times 5x squared. But usually we don't write in this way. usually we will remove the bracket immediately. So 5x squared times x, we get 5x power 3. Similarly, 5x squared times 1, we got 5x squared. And then this is the second step, that means 5x squared. And then times x plus 1, quotient times remainder. And then the last step, if you still remember, we try to calculate which part we didn't count yet. So 7x squared minus 5x squared to get the remainder of this part. This is 2x squared. But we can still continue our process. So we already finished one cycle. You just repeat the cycle until you use the last term. So we have positive 9x here. Again, we focus on 2x squared divided by x. 2x squared divided by x, we got 2x. So I write down 2x here. And then after that, we use 2x times x plus 1. So 2x times x plus 1. We got 2x squared plus 2x. So I write down 2x squared plus 2x. And then after that, we subtract them. 9x minus 2x, we got 7x here. And then continue. Last cycle, 7x divided by x, we got positive 1. And then 7x plus 7, and then we deduct it, we got 0 remainder. So that's how you handle this one. You'll find it is just simply exactly the same as what you did in primary school. So you're not learning new things, but just have a revision on what you have learned in long time ago. And then we are going to write down the conclusion here, because our question is this one, right? So what I expect you to write is write down the quotient 5x squared plus 2x plus 1. And sometime maybe there is a remainder, then you use dot to represent the remainder in the following. Now we have no remainder, so you use dot 0, or just simply don't write anything at the back. Then you already learn how to divide a polynomials from a polynomials.